Women should be in the kitchen. Change my mind. War in Israel, or sorry, the Iran-Israel war, or immigration, whatever.
You know, Myron, I'm sorry you had to deal with these past two fucking conversations. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say something. You can feel however you feel, but feelings don't run the world. We got to live with the fucking facts, okay? And the facts are what matter. Here's the fact. I'm a black motherfucker. That other black dude was up here talking crazy. But at the end of the day, if I get profiled, that means that something happened that caused the officer to feel some type of way to want to treat me in a certain manner. I'm from L.A. It used to be fuck the police. Right? It used to be fuck the police. But then I realized you're never going to beat them. So the best thing to do when you get pulled the fuck over is just do what the fuck you need to do to go home to your family and your kids and stuff like that. Now, at the end of the day, let's talk about this immigration shit. I'm a Navy vet. I was a Navy cop. I was on the USS Boxer. If you guys ever seen that movie Captain Phillips about the Somali pirates, that was my ship, USS Boxer, right? Here's the thing that I don't agree with. When I was in the Navy as a Navy cop, there were people I had to profile, right? I had to profile generals and admirals coming through the fucking through the gate drunk. What am I going to give them a pass just because they're a general? No, you got to do your job. Make sense? You have to do your job. At the end of the day, as an American people, there's a certain obligation you have to do your job, right? Now, I'm all for people coming to this country legally and that, but at the end of the day, if you come to the country fucking legally, don't matter how good of a goddamn job you do in the carpentry at Home Depot, they coming to get your ass right now. So you're probably best off not being there. Now, at the end of the day, here's how this, oh, hold on. Hold on. We got the motherfucking robot. Right, profile that. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. Oh, it's a robot. You know what I'm saying? Now let me tell you, y'all got to get out the way. Excuse me. Watch out. God damn it. Get the fuck out the way. Hurry up, white girls. On delay. Now, here's the thing. Here's the facts, ladies and gentlemen. That black dude that was up here, y'all remember he was up here, he was talking all this shit about black women? Listen, I love my people. I love all people. Well, not all of them. The gays got to go. But you know what I'm saying? I love my people. But at the end of the day, black women, for the most part, are raised to be independent. Think about this. I don't need a nigga for shit, blah, blah, this. When you have other girls in other cultures are raised to be submissive, obedient, right? I see that face right there, but you got to think about this. When you hear a girl say, I don't need a nigga for shit, fuck this, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that, right? That's an independent mindset. That means that you don't need blah, 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 blah. So naturally, you're going to be raised to not need a nigga or whatever. But when you're submissive and you out there doing what you got to do for your husband, then he's able to come home and not deal with bullshit. Does that make sense? Men want peace. Would you agree with that? Would you agree that men want peace, sir? You think what? Yeah, well, okay, but I mean, like, okay, let me ask you a question. You want peace, right? If I came over there and started fucking with you, you would expect him to defend you, right? So then that means, but now let me ask a question. If you expect him to defend you and shit like that, are you submissive to him? Why the fuck? See, so you're not submissive to him. So how do you expect to get treated correctly if he can't even have a woman that he can tell what to do? Not as a dog, but I mean as a leader. You want a leader, right? Does that make sense? Myron, did you hear that shit?
Sorry, I was handling some back end stuff, bro.
Okay, let me tell you what just happened.
Yeah.
She said that everybody should have peace. I asked her, what the fuck would she expect him to do if I came over there and started fucking with her? She said, defend me. But then I asked her, is she submissive? She said, fuck no. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's not good at all.
Explain why.
Well, the reason why is because it's not a good trade. Like, as a guy, if you're expected to lay down your life for a woman, she better be compliant and listen to you. She better obey you, honestly. And I think every guy here that's listening, if you got a girlfriend that doesn't obey you, that's a problem. That's a big fucking problem. So, the problem is that here's the issue. Women could demand whatever they want. A lot of the times they demand the traditional treatment from a man, a guy that's a gentleman, that's going to protect them, that's going to be tall and competent, all these other things. But if we say, okay, cool, we want a feminine woman that's going to obey us, they'll look at you and say, what do you think I am, a slave? And the reality is they want you to be traditional on your end, but they don't want to be traditional on their end. And that's not a fair trade for you as a man. So if you're with a girl and she doesn't submit or doesn't obey you, like, why the fuck is she even there? And I'll be honest too, because if you're the person that's responsible for protecting her, she needs to obey you. That's just how it goes.
Correct.
I'll give you guys an example. So a lot of you guys, I'm sure, saw when Donald Trump got shot last year, right?
Yep.
So when Donald Trump got shot, he, obviously he got under the podium and then he came back up and he threw his fist up, right? He wanted to stay. A lot of people don't know this. He wanted to stay and continue the rally. But what happened? Secret Service said, no, you're not. They took his ass and they put him in the car and they took him away. Why? Because at the end of the day, even though he's the most powerful person in the United States, the Secret Service is his protection. So therefore,
correct,
he has to move within their confinements.
Correct.
Same thing with a woman. If you're responsible for her, that means you dictate how she moves, and she needs to obey you for her own safety. Now, we live in this crazy world where we think, men and women are equal, and a woman can tell you whatever. But, I always say feminism ends once punches start getting thrown. So, so women need to follow men, and that's why they need to obey them, because if shit comes to, shit hits the fan, and you say, hey, we need to do this. She's like, oh, why? And it's like, bitch, shut up. We got to fucking do this shit right now.
Exactly.
But too many guys are too scared to say that because we live in this world where, women are bosses and they can do everything a man can do. Our standards are inferior to men. And once men understand this stuff, you understand, okay, stop being a bum. I need to be the guy. I need to be the leader. And trust me, even though this sounds horrible, this is what women actually want. They'll just never admit it, though.
Okay, now check this out. For example, I had this post went crazy on
Twitter.
Hold
on, let me. Is there anybody else? Because I know you've had the mic here for a bit, bro. So
anybody else? Hold on, where the white nigga go? Oh, that's my dog. Shout out to Myron. We outside. I'll be back.
Shout out Myron.
Yo.
We're talking about that right there. A woman should be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You really believe that wholeheartedly?
Yeah.
All the way 100%?
Yes.
You don't believe there's any woman that exists out there that's built to be entrepreneurs or CEOs that got that drive in them and that was their path?
That's a minority.
It's a small minority, but you just made a broad statement saying it as if it applied to all women.
Yeah, it's a broad statement because the world works on generalities. Majority of women should be in the kitchen. Now, are there going to be some women out there that have higher IQs and are ambitious and can get stuff done? Sure. But the reality is that's a very small minority of women.
Then why don't you adjust your statement?
Because, the world
You know that's going to piss people off. That's going to piss off a lot of women that's in those positions. Why would you say something like that?
Well, that proves my point, why they're inferior.
You damn near losing hoes saying stuff like that. I ain't going to lie to you.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
You losing biddies like that, bro. You scaring the hoes away.
Yeah, I don't really
I'm just
care.
keeping it 100 with you right now.
I don't really care, bro, about losing hoes. I would argue.
You don't like hoes?
Yeah, I would argue being yourself and being authentic, even if you're offensive, women will respect that.
That's unnecessarily offensive, though. You could add a little more precision to your statement. Have everybody happy, everybody more educated.
So here's the thing. The only thing I could do is I could say something that's generally true. I can't control if someone gets offended by that.
This is what you need to do. Generally, women should be in the kitchen. Change my mind.
How about this? How about you set up a table? You put generally women should be in the kitchen on the other side.
Table up.
And then you can go ahead and do that.
We can set the table up. It ain't going to be no argument. Everybody going to agree with me because it's facts.
Yeah, sure. Then you could go ahead and set up a table and do that for your channel.
I'm just saying, bro, that's wrong right there.
This is generally true.
You basically said, I got this right here, but it's 70% right.
No, more like 95% right.
Still ain't 100.
Damn near 100.
Is it 100?
Damn near 100.
Is it 100?
Again, exceptions don't make the rule.
Hey, it's a yes or no question. Is it 100?
It's never going to be 100.
That's all I'm saying.
There's exceptions to every rule, but it's statistically insignificant. It's such a small percentage.
How about this? I'll say this: the minority is definitely bigger than you think, especially in 2025, bro. Women is way more educated. They got way more opportunities, bro. There ain't nothing to laugh at. We see it all around us. We in Brickell, Miami. Most of these females out here running their own business, solo dolo.
Actually, they're not. But that's fine.
We know what goes on behind the scenes, but it's a decent amount of women that's running their own business, bro.
Bro, let's be honest, man. A lot of the girls, when they're in college and getting educated, they get bullshit degrees to get a bullshit job. They might not even do that bullshit job.
Ain't women graduating from college at record levels right now?
Yeah, they are.
And ain't men going down?
Yeah, they are.
So we having more and more women entrepreneurs making 6 figures a year. And you think they belong in the kitchen?
Yeah,
they're clearly capable.
Yeah. No, they need to be in the kitchen.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm all for females being in their feminine energy. There are women out there that should definitely, be in the kitchen. That's where they flourish. You feel me?
That's the majority.
It could be it might be 61, 40, whatever right now. Still, it's a good amount of women, and it's increasing every day. 2025, Brickell, Miami, that should not be in the kitchen, bro. And you pissing them off saying that.
No, man. YouTube and everything. How long were we down for? 2 minutes? All right.
What's up, Myron? How are you, man?
What's up?
I feel like the sexual market value graph would help you a lot trying to explain the role Tomasi graph, kind of like it'll explain a lot more so people, so you don't have to go all over the place, and it kind of gives you more of how.
Yeah, that assumes that people have critical thinking skills, bro, and we all know that that's hard to find nowadays, especially for women. So, I could pull the graph out, but I don't think most people even be able to read it. If I be honest with you, bro.
Keep it up, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Someone that's definitely aware. I like it. Who's up next? Okay.
Hello.
Yo.
What's your name, bro?
What's up, man?
How you doing? I'm Del.
Okay, what's up?
What's your name?
It's Myron.
Hi, Myron.
Hey, I'm Kaya. Kaya, nice to meet you.
Hi.
I just want to say, man, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you because I'm actually the cook in my house.
Okay.
I cook good. But guess what? I didn't know she could cook. For the longest time, I liked my meals, and then she fucking blew me out of the water.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
So here's the thing. So I, like a lot of women, rightfully so, was terribly in my masculine for so long out of safety and trauma. Once I healed, it transformed our relationship, and I was able to trust stepping into my femininity. And then it just changed everything. So really, I would say to the ladies, you know, I understand that there's like a lot of trauma going on, and you don't want to give your femininity away to anybody who doesn't deserve it. It's better to stay single instead of meeting someone in trauma and, you know, continuing that cycle. But just being in my feminine, I'm happier than I've ever been. And I never thought that I would say that because I was the last person that ever thought that I would be standing here right now saying that. But here I am.
Well, I'm glad cautionary tale for the ladies.
Yeah, no, and for a while, she's right, because for a while I was kind of in my feminine. As you can see, I have eyeliner on, so I still have some of that shit. But it was a long process, man. For the longest time, I kind of let her emotions run where the relationship was going. I kind of stepped back and let her lead a little bit.
Okay.
And then as I started to understand that she was becoming more softer as I became stronger, I started to realize that the importance of being the masculine protective type that you're talking about made her feel more feminine and more safe. And then she started to open up, and then we had a better relationship after 5 years.
Okay. No, that's great. I'm glad that you guys were able to, because most relationships like don't last like that. So that's great that you guys were able to make that shift and make it better. So that's good.
We came in the beginning very, very hard because we both had rebounds.
Okay.
And then it was very, very, and then we reversed it after time. It's like, why am I with this girl? She was saying the same thing. Why is she with me? And then it started to, I don't know, just unfold after time.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I would say that, I would say
So that's good.
We came in the beginning more safe, and then she started to open up, and then we had a better relationship after 5 years.
Okay. No, that's great. I'm glad that you guys were able to, because most relationships like don't last like that. So that's great that you guys were able to make that shift and make it better. So that's good.
We came in the beginning very, very hard because we both had rebounds.
Okay.
And then it was very, very, and then we reversed it after time. It's like, why am I with this girl? She was saying the same thing. Why is she with me? And then it started to, I don't know, just unfold after time.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I would say that we actually started on rock bottom, and then we healed our way into love, and so it's possible.
All right.
You know.
Glad that you guys
Thanks,
were able
Myron.
to make it work. Yeah, that's gender roles, man, helping out. Who's up next?
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. No worries, man. I'm glad that you guys worked it out. That's good. That's awesome.
Okay.
So we need more of.
Good evening. What's your
Hi.
name?
Myron, how are you?
Myron, nice to meet you. Are you married?
No, thank God.
Okay, so that's one thing right there. And I just want to give you a little background on myself. So I'm 52, single mom. My daughter's 29. I come from a long line of strong women, born in the motherland, Liberia, West Africa. And yes, this is all a cultural thing. I respect what your mother did, but that was in her culture. That's what she was taught. I tell my girlfriends, because I raised a girl child who is now a wonderful woman making her way in New York City. And I tell my girlfriends who have boy children to raise their boy children to need nothing from a woman but to please them orally and in the bedroom. I say that because I'm saying that a man should know how to do laundry, how to cook, how to balance a checkbook, and all of the things to maintain a household. And in maintaining a household, it is a team effort. Let me just say this. If women were to stay in the kitchen, we wouldn't have the Brooklyn Bridge. If y'all don't know that fact, Google it. Because it was a woman who was an engineer that got the bridge up and standing because her husband was convalescent and could not continue the job. So history might say that it was built by a man because men were going to be scared to cross it, having known that it was built by a woman. But that was one woman who did more than just stay in the kitchen. She picked up the flag and carried it for her man and for the household. And she was what you call the quarterback that brought it home. So I'm not trying to change your mind, or maybe I am. Okay? But I'm saying that women play a prominent role, and it's more than just being in the kitchen. All right? And that's all I got to say.
Brooklyn Bridge, bro, it's crazy. What was the last one? Someone said they created Wi-Fi too. Look, man, like that's just like I don't know if that's just feminist propaganda right there, 100%. That is why we have the problems that we have, guys.
Thank you so much. Check. One,
yeah,
two.
like she followed her husband's plans. Like that's. Let me be very blunt about this. Women don't build; they move in. Women don't build anything. All the buildings you guys see around us, all these modern marvels, this was all created by men. Women don't build anything, okay? They don't build anything. They don't contribute to society in that way. They don't create infrastructure. Like, it is what it is. Like, this is just the reality. And I know people don't like hearing this because we want to sit there and make women feel special, but they don't create, they don't contribute to society in that manner, but that's fine.
What's going on, Myron? It's good to see you again, man. I just wanted you to please kind of break down the traditional family and and from your opinion, why do you think everything kind of went south?
Yeah, I mean, I think the United States and any country that's thriving is built on a nuclear family. Man, woman, kids, maybe a dog. And it kind of goes from there where the guy's the head of the household, the woman contributes in the house. You know, he's the predominant breadwinner. And I think with that structure right there, that is the model to success.
And do you think any of this, like, because I know you talk about like feminism and how that kind of destroyed a lot of things. What do you think that role has played in this, destroying the nuclear family?
Well, it's destroyed the nuclear family because women think that they don't need men. And then also on top of that, they don't feel as though they need to adhere to their roles. I mean, the young woman before me was, well, not maybe young, but she was saying, you know, oh, like a man's only job, like he needs to be able to do his own thing and bounce his own checkbook, and he just needs to focus on pleasing his woman. That rhetoric is precisely why so many women stay single and they can't keep a guy around. We flipped it. It used to be a woman was supposed to serve a man. Now it's guys need to serve women. And quite frankly, a lot of guys are not going to sign up for that because why the hell do I got to go out there, make all this money, get this status, become charming, charismatic, all this other shit, and then I'm going to get a girl that's going to sit there and not provide anything back in return, and then on top of that, demand the most. It's not a fair trade for guys, and this is why so many men are not getting married, so many guys are not getting into long-term relationships. They'd rather go to other countries, maybe Colombia or Asia, to find a woman that's going to be more submissive and actually contribute. But the reality is that modern women in America, Western women, are demanding too much and not giving much in return. And I'm going to be one of the first people to say it, so I get censored all the time. Most modern women are fucking useless. They don't provide any value back in return. This is why guys are not taking women seriously and dating them or marrying them. Because if a guy does see the value, he is going to commit to the girl. And the problem is that most girls are not worthy of being committed to in Western society because they have this poisonous mindset where it's, I need the guy to provide all the value and I'm going to choose when I want to provide value. And that's simply not going to work.
Do you think that's maybe some of the issues with a lot of these famous guys going through with their situations, like Shannon Sharp or, you know, Tyler Perry and all these other DDG? Do you think that possibly men sipping on women too early could be the cause of that?
Well, I mean, in their cases, those are two different scenarios. With Shannon Sharp, you got with an OnlyFans girl. That's cooked. You know what I mean? Any girl that's a sex worker is not worthy of a relationship whatsoever. If a girl's selling her body on the internet, she's never. You can never take her seriously.
Right.
And then as far as the Halle girl with DDG, this is why I tell guys never date entertainers that are women. Women that are entertainers, social media influencers, whatever it may be, they're never going to be good girlfriends because the nature of their work naturally puts them in precarious situations for the relationship. They have to network with other men. They need to try to go up the totem pole dealing with other men. Like, this is all not good for you. And then the most important reason why is because when women have status, they become terrible people. I'll explain what I mean by this. If you're a man and you meet your high school sweetheart and you become famous and you make money and you get some status, more than likely you're going to bring that woman with you. Now, are you going to go and fuck some other bitches on the side? Sure, right? But the girl that was with you there from the beginning, you're more than likely going to keep her with you, right? This is how men are. We're like naturally loyal like that, right? Now, the problem with women is that they conflate our loyalty as their loyalty. So they think oh, you can't fuck no other bitches. No, my loyalty is me sticking by you and providing for you and wanting to die for you. Your loyalty is not fucking other people because we bring different things to the table. So when a man gains status and income and, you know, goes up the ranks, the woman benefits alongside him. Women are not like that. When they become famous and they get money, if you're not rising with them or doing better, they're going to leave you. So this is why I tell guys never, oh, look, there you go. Yeah, see, there you go. That's modern feminism for y'all. Yeah. So, so that's what it is, man. Like, I lost my train of thought there.
Yeah, I know, right? I thought
You
somebody
know
got
what's
hit by
funny?
a car or something.
They're black women too. That makes it even funnier. That's, bro, I can't, I hate being right all the time. But yeah, she just stopped in the street, started twerking, bro. And it's like, what happened to that simp 2 hours ago? Oh, bro, you talk about black women. Bro, they confirm the stereotypes.
Hey, man, well, I
Anyway.
appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So, oh shit, here we go. Here we go.
All I want to know is who's trying to be slick. Oh, all right, yeah.
Confirming the stereotypes. The chipping out, man. Shit crazy. You want to say something? Go ahead. Let her talk. Let her say what she wants to say.
More aggressive.
Bro, I hate being right all the time. I'm
apologize for her.
vindicated.
She's a little drunk, you know. She's not like this. I don't do this. Bye.
I'm vindicated. I'm vindicated, bro. Yo, did some nigga not come here like an hour and a half ago talking about you talking about black women, blah, 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 blah.
I moved from
Sipping it.
London.
Hold on one second, bro. Hold on.
I moved from
Right?
London 2
Hold
days
on, hold
ago.
on, hold on. Like, did this not happen like literally 2 hours ago, sipping? And then what happens? The stereotype gets confirmed immediately. I hate being right all the fucking time, bro. What do you say? Yeah, black women, whatever, man. All right, go ahead. What's up?
I moved from London 2 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm living in Miami. This is my second night in Miami, and I love it. And I'm a total Brit from London, and I love it so much. But they say one thing in London: a lyric on a scale must weigh a ton, because this is a fact and not fiction.
Yeah, I don't know
Another
what you
drink
just
on
said,
you.
but bro, I don't know what the hell just happened. Okay. Yeah, who's up next? Hey, what's up?
Yeah. What's good, Myron? So
Yo.
I've been watching you for a few years now.
Hey, what's up, man?
No, I took a lot of your, I would say like your understanding with women